And the more information you give out, the more you feel that you probably shouldn't be giving out too much. So after a while,
do we think we can back away and approach this house from the rear, or try and jump over a fence at the back somehow?
it might be possible, but you'd probably have to do it from inside another house or from, it's possibly going to be hard to do it. It's possibly going to be hard to do it secretly. It's a fairly big wall. It's about it's about 8-9 feet high, something like that. I mean, you could climb over it, but
what are we looking for?
It's a big wall.
Just for clues, really.
Okay.
Loot? Did you say loot?
Okay, benefits.
I was going to say Samantha's surname.
We'll switch. We'll switch to we'll switch to benefits now.
Cool. Or
benefits.
Mm-hmm.
What you find inside the limestone wall, there's a kind of fairly nice garden. It's not going to be hard for a cat to jump up through a window. Most of the windows aren't glass. Most of them are just wooden shutters. You find one that's slightly open. Squeeze your way through. You start exploring this house. There's no one here. It looks as if the valuables have been removed. It appears to be deserted.
Okay. And there's nothing I would discern as being like
furniture.
No clues, no obvious clues left behind here. I'm assuming.
All right, roll me.
Big letter that says "I did it." This group of people.
Yeah, can you roll me an investigation check, please?
Go. 15 again.
Okay. 15. Okay. Now, there are no obvious clues. Can you be more specific?
So, my understanding is that they were all poisoned. We believe. No, I don't think that. Yeah, I don't think I can. I might have a quick nosy through the kitchen. Just to,
okay,
I don't know. I don't know exactly what I'd be looking for, but are a cat's senses good enough that I could tell if something in there was poisoned?
Potentially. One thing you do notice about the kitchen, a lot of the stuff in the kitchen has been removed.
Do you want to lick the bench?
Right. I'm not going to lick. No, I'm not going to lick anything.
Cats are actually incredibly good at knowing if their food's been fucked with.
Yeah. Okay. Fair
Try
enough.
and put worming paste or something in it, and then they don't eat it.
Yeah.
So you suspect. So anything. There is no food that you can tell.
Mm-hmm.
There's no sign of food. The only utensils and dishes and so on are clean.
Right.
So no, you don't see any sign of poison.
Okay.
What you do find is there is a wine cellar. There's plenty of expensive wine in there still.
Right.
It hasn't been removed. Okay. You're still a cat. I think it lasts for an hour.
It does. So before I go, I'm just gonna rock to the front door, and actually, yeah, if I could I pop into say the master study? I'm assuming there's something like that. And just have a nosy round in the paperwork, just to see if there's anything obvious. Maybe a list of people that worked for this person, stuff like that. I'm assuming I can read as a cat.
I don't think cats can read.
Yeah, you still retain your brain in wild shape. It's unlike polymorph.
Right.
You still keep your charisma, intelligence, and wisdom. Yeah.
You can still read? Okay.
Well, yes, as long as the thing is shapeshift into his normal eyes and stuff.
Okay.
What's your charisma?
There are a few papers.
That's why I'm a mangy
You
cat.
get
bro.
the impression. You get the impression. Things. Someone's already been here before. The papers that are left look pretty mundane. There are business type notes and letters. Some of them are addressed to Theodore Somerville. It appears this guy had he had a few bits of land here and there and that kind of thing.
You know,
He had some money.
I was 100% sure you were going to troll me with there's a quote for 70,000 silver piece repair for drainage work around the side of his house. Fucker.
I'm not that cruel.
Okay, cool. So there's, sorry, what was the name of it? Thomas Somerville, you said?
Theodore
Somerville. Okay.
Is that right? Hang on. It just.
Do you know why people have fences normally like this? It's to keep the dogs in.
Stop giving him fucking ideas, Neil. Like, I don't know. Whose side are you on, man? Okay, on the way out, I'm just going to take
Yeah, it's Theodore.
I'm just going to take an ice cream whippy shit just on the front door. Like in a place where it's obvious where you would just open the door and stand. I'm just going to leave a turd right there. And then
Sure.
gap it. Yeah.
Okay, from the inside, there are some small fruit trees. It's very easy to jump up onto the fruit trees. From there, up onto the top of the wall,
Cool.
and from there, you jump down.
Excellent.
By the time you get down, round about the time that this woman opposite has been holding everyone in conversation for well over half an hour. Giving benefits just enough time to return.
I'm just gonna hiss at her, real crazy like I'm just gonna jump out of the place, then just like, and just start like slowly dragging. Like I'll have my back leg out, like I've broken it, and I'll just drag it along towards her like this, just while I'm hissing. Just get rid of her, man. She's just chatting, fucking talking.
Yeah, she's from an upstairs window, so.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
benefits.
That's the cool.
Performance check.
You better contact someone about getting some traps in that old house for.
Let's have a
been abandoned for too long.
You better stab it with that glaive.
Yeah, I was thinking about it. Put out of its misery.
I could have pension story for that, but we'll save that for later.
Yeah. It just looks bizarre. This cat just looks totally retarded. No one's impressed. That's a rather bizarre cat. It looks quite sick, don't you think?
I'll nip around the corner so she can't see me and transform back to Benefix.
I suggest it might be a good idea to euthanize it.
I'll move quickly around the corner.
I best be
going.
It was lovely to meet you all, and she heads inside. Now, Benefix, there is a guard up the street, but there's currently no one else inside. He's paying no attention.
Cool.
You can stand on the opposite side of your friends, and then you transform back to Benefix the druid instead of Benefix the cat.
Cool. And then I'll point up to the window and I'll say, is that a loose end you think we need to take care of?
Maybe Maynard was yapping like nobody's business.
Cool.
All right. Well, we'll start just casually, very slowly strolling off while we talk quietly amongst ourselves. So, how are we going to find her in the alleys? That seems difficult. I mean, we don't really have enough money to try and get some people to track her down. Well,
we just ask the grass.
Yeah, they're not big on us.
They told us to stay away from investigating, right? This feels like investigating.
True.
That'd be a funny conversation.
I thought that was investigating. I thought that was investigating the assault on their premises. This is something else.
It's tied to it though, because part of the reason why she was assaulted was because she was here to support the family, right? Or she was visiting the family. Why was she actually assaulted?
Well,
was she turning evidence?
She was here for the trial, but she wasn't actually giving evidence or anything.
Yeah. Okay.
So it's
she was attempting to, and she was attempting to contact, to talk to either give evidence at the trial or to interview some
Yeah.
people.
All right, so
I
she
mean,
was
we
being
could
nosy
get
about the thing.
Dash
She was.
to ask around, and then we'll just go and check the fish ponds the next day and see if he's turned up in there.
Yeah, sounds good.
We've dumped his body.
Dash, you cool?
To make a few inquiries.
Yeah.
I could ask Richard if he's heard of her. What's her name?
Yeah, he might. Yeah, I mean, he's your kind of mate, so that might be able to. You might be able to ask him on the down low without him spreading it around. Her name's Samantha. We don't know anything else.
Actually, Dash was at. Yeah, because Richard wasn't in the room when you got told to stop investigating, right? He was with me.
Why don't we just go ask the Inquisitor? Or whoever that sergeant was, because they'll know who the witness was. And it was Samantha, right?
Yeah, and we could still play up, but obviously Lady Bellingham's really concerned. She's asked us just to check on.
Yeah.
She stayed there a couple of times. We could just kind of lie about that and say she's asked us to check up on Sam and just let her know if she's looking for work, she could come down to Ryman Castle.
My question to you is this, though. Why is it that Samantha is still alive? But she was attacked? It has to be for some different reason, right?
She's probably living with that Brian dude.
Well, I mean, finding out if she is even alive would probably be.
Yeah, she might not be.
Yeah,
I might be making bold
Because
she
assumptions.
know
to disappear
not to
into the
eat the
alleys
supper?
can mean a lot of things.
Mm,
True.
absolutely.
Yeah, how did she know not to eat the supper? Did any of the servants die? Or maybe they don't get. maybe
Well,
they just get
that's
the
actually a point. I wondered, was there any? Is it worth investigating whether there was any like similar deaths? Because sometimes servants take things home.
That's a good point.
Take
Often
the
they-
leftovers. That's risky.
But the
Not gonna let the food go to waste.
servants usually eat after the people they're serving, though. So I would imagine they'd fallen sick since before then.
Yeah, it would depend on when it was poisoned. For example, if the plates are going out, right? If somebody's just sprinkling some stuff on top. They're not.
Well, that's
eating from
kind of
the
what I
same
was-
trough. Yeah.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was wondering. Whether it give us a timeline of when it was actually introduced.
Yeah, that's true. Absolutely.
Do we want to sneak out of the inn later and come back here and have a proper look around, or do we just want to try and track it down in the alleys? Assuming there's no option C.
So the trial couldn't go ahead, right?
No, it did go ahead.
It did go
and
ahead.
the cook was hung. All right. Who was Kathy the cook?
Kathy
was
the
hung.
cook. Sorry. And we said Samantha was the cook,
There are
though, right? To the lady, yeah?
probably like 3,000-4,000 people living in the alleys. It's very high density.
Yeah.
It's not a huge area, but it's very high density.
Well, so we got
How would we find someone named Samantha? There's probably a lot of Samanthas.
Yeah.
Yeah.
a couple of options.
She'll be relatively famous.
Yeah. So what are the options? There's Dash asking Rigid, trying to keep it on the down low.
Mhm.
Maybe coming back to do some breaking and entering. That seems risky.
Yeah.
Someone's going to get
I mean,
spotted by the
there
guard.
is a security guard. There is a security guard standing on the gate in the street, right? So these mansions are basically built next to each other. So to get in there, you'd either be going in the front, or you'd be climbing over someone else's back garden kind of thing.
Very difficult.
So Benefix has already spent less than an hour having a quick look around. Benefix, your impression is that someone's already done this. It's like
Mhm.
someone's already had a look around and removed the interesting stuff and valuables.
So my thoughts are this: the grasp is probably the most logical place to go to find out where Samantha is and if she's alive currently. Because if the trial's already happened, there's no reason for the Inquisitor to keep tabs on where one lowly scullery maid went to. So they might know where she is, but that the Inquisitor wouldn't. But the Inquisitor might have more information about that timeline you were talking about, Mara, around what actually happened. So if we wanted to get more information about what occurred, be the Inquisitor. If we wanted to ask directly for Samantha, It's the grasp and Dash doing his dastardly with Dick Rigid.
Isn't the Inquisitor coming to find us? Because we just went up to the castle and kind of gave
There's
them a note.
potentially we gave we passed him a note to well, actually I don't think it was the Inquisitor, was it?
It was the Chancellor.
The Chancellor. Yeah, so the Duke might send a reply our way to that for us to take back to Roman Castle. So when I was just been reading that letter in the background, but when not letter, Lady Bellingham's diary, she was saying that like she got the opinion that the Lord Inquisitor didn't seem all that interested. Kind of was given the idea that it was kind of wrapped up now that they had the Kathy the cook and didn't want to do too much more with it. But that's not necessarily accurate. But that was her opinion, kind of thing.
The other thing that we found out in the last adventure was Rigid said that my mother was up north in Escabridge, possibly last seen, and that I think she's possibly got something extremely valuable that she's nicked off with.
Oh, I don't remember that last little tidbit. What do you think she took off with Baylor's?
Well, so what happened is, remember, like and Rigid got interrogated for, right? So Rigid was interrogated for it, beaten up real bad, and they were looking for something, and he didn't know what it was, and basically Mother vanished, and I remember that she had something valuable that she took with her. She was looking for it and then left.
Oh, I didn't remember that little last bit. Okay.
I thought it was a bag of gold, but it was probably something important.
So, yeah, lots of virginity she's probably taken with her. But beyond that...
Did your sister get into the business?
Do you have a sister?
Asking for a friend.
No, Rigid does, though.
Oh, okay.
Right.
Wait a minute.
It's just a matter of time.
Dash, it's also your sister, obviously.
Well, it depends whether it's Baylor's side of the... Because didn't she move in?
Baylor's the dad, then your mum's the mum.
Same mother, right?
Is there a paternity test spell, by the way? Like,
should be probably like 3 years old by now, right?
No.
Oh, okay, so she's very young.
Does that calm you guys down?
I regret my comment.
Does that calm you guys down? Right, we're going to make a call anyway. So I actually reckon finding your mother would be the go. More information is the better before we tip our hand to the grasp. So I actually think popping up to Escarbridge.
We should wait to see if they send us a message, right? Because they were going to send us a message in the morning.
Were they? Sorry, I don't remember that part.
Yeah, the Chancellor said if there was a reply, they'd get it back to us on the morrow. So maybe we should hang around and then head up to Escarbridge in the morning, kind of thing.
That still leaves you the rest of today.
How far away is Escarbridge?
Oh, a long way.
We could just tell the innkeeper that we'll be back in a day or two. And which direction is Escarbridge?
It's also quite important that no one knows that we're looking.
Escarbridge would take you probably a day each way.
Did we tell anybody where we were going? Because if it looked like it might just look like we headed off left, right? Morrow would know the road to Escarbridge. Escarbridge, it's an uphill road through some towns, Redvale, Hexaron, and then
I can feel it all coming to me now.
And then down to the Escarbridge River, and then there's Escarbridge. It would take you. If you left right now, you could probably get to Escarbridge by the evening.
I reckon we do that. I reckon because
I'll tell you what. How about we?
What was an Escarbridge? Sorry.
That was when Mother was last sighted, I think.
I see.
Now you have been told to wait and to wait at the Terethian Inn and Stables until tomorrow morning.
Yeah, so maybe we
do
that and then take off there in the morning.
Yeah, there's no hurry to go
up to.
It's been years.
going up to the castle.
Okay.
Oh,
if we don't
it's
hear
been-
anything in the morning, we'll just swing by the castle and check if there is a letter to take back.
We'll just keep our trip confidential, like, you know, your true identities, right? Wink, wink.
Well, the thing is, what Aragon was told. What
It's saying that
Aragon
in the
and
middle of the
was told,
street. Is that weird?
where if there's a letter to return, it will be delivered to you in the morning at the Tarathian Inn and Stables.
No, I'm keen to get the letter.
If there's a letter
Yeah, I
to
think-
return.
Yeah, it sounds like there's no rush. So why don't we stay there tonight?
All right.
You'd hate to miss some
We will,
important information.
we'll set up a watch just in case someone is coming for us.
Is it a
People
brothel as
will
well?
have found out where we're staying by now.
No, it's not. Look at that smirk on his
What did he
face.
say? What was he?
Is it a brothel as well? It doesn't appear to be. Dash.
He's clearly asked someone at the front door about that.
Dash.
Are there any
Um,
hookers here?
So
Yeah, eyeing up
Okay,
the like, innkeeper's
that still
daughter.
leaves
Is
you-
this place a brothel as well? Get out.
that still
Fuck
leaves you
off.
most of the day, right? It's still mid-morning.
How's little Neil
Still-
so far away there?
Little Neil.
He's just turned into this tiny little.
That
That's
was
funny. You must be in a large room.
Yeah, I've turned the computer around, so it's got a different perspective. Yeah.
You've still got
Not fun.
most of the day. It's still only mid-morning. You've been to the mansion. What's
Hello.
yeah.
Tiny little mini player.
okay? What's everyone doing?
So we're going back then?
Yeah, my votes we just take off there in the morning.
Let's just do it. Let's just go. So we'll go back and
Okay. What do you
so
want to do for the rest of today?
Just chill out.
yeah, play some
Make sure
cards.
the weapons are sharp. Yeah.
Yep.
Some dice. I'm
Tell
really
each other
into
some
dice.
Really?
stories.
I'm supposed to be a bit of a card sharp, so I'm happy to do something.
Right. Or we could just
Well,
spend
you
the
just wanna-
afternoon interrogating Morrow about his history.
Yeah.
Bad idea.
Um,
do that.
okay. So the rain.
Let's do that.
It has been raining. The rain's getting a bit heavier now. Are you planning to just head back to the Tarathian Inn and Stables?
Yeah, we're going to Zone of Truth tomorrow upstairs
Yeah, I
in the
think
room.
so.
Do it.
All right.
Maybe to
Yeah.
trust someone that turns down a free whore.
You guys don't have like one cleric between you, so Zone of Truth up your ass.
We got a paladin.
We got a paladin. Jeez. I don't know if we've got to
Ah.
level 3 yet.
No.
Exactly. I was about to say.
What level do you need to be to do Zone of Truth? Probably 5th level,
3.
is it?
Nah, it's
Oh, is
second
it?
Oh, it's
level
level
spell.
5. Oh, wait,
To
is
get,
it-
to
is
get
it a
2nd level spells at 3rd level as a paladin.
No, I think you get it if you're
Oh,
a vengeance.
actually,
You
sorry,
get Zone of Truth
paladin
at
might be-
third, I think, don't you?
Yeah.
As part of the mandatory stuff. Oh, I can't
You
remember
need
when I
to-
got it.
yes, okay.
Felt like I always had it.
Okay, so it's probably coming up to midday by the time you get back to Tarathian and the stables. You're just gonna sit around and do nothing for the rest of the day.
We could always just wander through the alleys, just looking for stuff and keeping our ear out, not really asking anybody anything, just kind of chillaxing. But it would be a bit balls obvious. Maybe.
I was wondering if I have any. I don't know how much of the background features kind of you guys use, but I was wondering, do I actually have like because my background, do I have a contact that maybe I could reach out to and start
But
maybe
someone
get in
Bennell
get in
Hill-
contact with?
Someone in
Well,
Bennell Hill where you're born.
You haven't. There's no one in particular. You haven't been to. I mean, there are people you know. You haven't been around the alleys for a couple of years now. I don't know if Morrow had a lot of really close friends.
Not particularly.
Obviously, Baylor was someone you could probably have gone to talk to discreetly, for sure.
Yeah, I'll ask Baylor. Oh,
He's dead.
Girl speak
Yeah.
with dead.
yeah.
Want to
Um,
visit his grave, maybe?
You remember what happened that night, right? What?
There's no,
Oh, yeah,
no
I was
one
about to
else
say that's
other-
why they call me Slasher. Yeah.
no one else other than what's in your actual background story. Kind of, are you? Do you have any special relationship with
Scruffy.
Scruffy? Right. Okay. Yeah, you could go looking for Scruffy.
What's Scruffy doing these days? That's I suppose that's maybe what I'd be kind of. I don't know what kind of methods I would have had to reach out to him, but I would surely know.
You'd know where to ask. You know who to ask to find out where he went, or you know where he used to live in the alleys for sure.
Was Scruffy one of the guys that interrogated you guys in the room?
No, he was.
You know how to. You could probably find Scruffy. You could probably find Scruffy. Now Scruffy, Scruffy is a. Well, I mean, like you know what you know from your background stories.
Mhm.
You certainly you could probably know how to look to find him, right? You know where he used to live, and if he's moved on, you'd know. You know, like he's probably not going to be hard to find.
Who's Scruffy?
Mm-hmm. Oh, just a friend. I'm just pulling up any detail I might need.
Okay, so by the time it's probably about midday, by the time you get back to the Therathian Inn and stables, you're going to stop there for lunch. The innkeeper asks you, "All right, so do you want the room again for another night?" It's no problem to hold it.
Yes,
How long do you think you're staying?
I think we'll be off on the morrow.
Right. Okay. I'll ask you to pay in advance, please. Now, it's not especially cheap. It's not especially fancy. There are a couple of straw mattresses. There are 3 beds and 2 straw mattresses on the floor. And he says, "Oh, there are 6 of you now." Well, it'll be a squash. Should we squeeze in another mattress there? Vladimir still hasn't said a single word. You actually suspect he may have been struck mute. No, you're
I think
muted.
we're going to have someone on watch.
He
aren't we,
is
guys?
actually talking. He's just muted. Apparently, his experience with his auntie has left him muted.
We're going to have someone on watch.
Oh shit!
anyway, I think.
That's a hell of a family visit.
You see his lips moving. You see his lips moving every now and then, but like no sound comes out.
To do with the slash down his face. Holding the stitches in.
All right.
Actually,
So
yeah,
It's just
Dash is
melting.
right. We'll probably have someone keep watch. We can probably do without a additional mattress. Actually,
But
let's not give that away.
No, let's
Yeah.
get the mattress.
Yeah.
all right, he says,
We're a
"Well, it'll
bit
be a
forward.
squeeze. It'll be a squeeze. I hope you're very good friends. I'll sort that out for you. I'll sort that out for you by this evening."
I'll drape my arm over Dash and just give him a little wink.
Exactly. Exactly.
Side note: there is nothing more scary than an innkeeper that wants you to pay in advance. You know what I mean? Especially when the grasp has warned you off doing a number of things. So we definitely need to keep an eye out. You know what I mean? Or maybe we just look
like
hellishly
an hour
suspicious.
ago, someone came in and was like, "Here's 10 silvers to leave the door open." At
Yeah,
midnight."
yeah. If these guys stay here, let me know.
Yeah.
Thank you.
All right. Well, unless someone wants to do something, we should just pass the rather than waste an hour, because it's always a short session on a Sunday anyway.
Yeah, I haven't got anything to do. Does anybody else got anything to do?
Actually,
Well-
I'll just take Cure Wounds. I think is my other spell.
Okay, so this is Maynard.
Yep.
Cure Wounds. I'm just fixing up his character sheet. Cure Wounds. Well, Cure Wounds is always it's a good option to have, for emergencies.
Yep.
Okay, now, so what's everyone doing? You've got like, it's by the time you have some lunch, it's still only midday. Early lunch. What are you doing?
Well, I'd maybe want to poke around, see well, if we're not doing much, then it's like, well, might try and find some card tables.
Okay, so you're not going to go looking for Scruffy, no?
Well, yeah. So I wasn't sure how I could do that, but yeah, that's my priority. But I wasn't sure whether I can
Okay.
go off and do that on my own or what everyone else's plan was.
Yeah, that's
Oh, we're
So
happy to
you
wait
can
if you want to
certainly-
roleplay that. Yeah.
you can do that on your own. It's potentially a bit boring for everyone else if they're left behind, or you can take
Well,
them
I'd
with you.
rather.
It's more
Yeah, no,
discreet
I'm
if you do
happy.
it on your own, for sure.
I have Google.
I'm happy to take everyone because I don't want. Essentially, I'm not. It's not something I'm trying to edge anyone out on. So it was more a case of if people wanted to do other things, but yeah, we can all go. I would just basically kind of say to the others, if I've just been like pondering for a bit, because I might have somebody we can kind of ask, but
Yeah, it might be good to get him to just, even if he doesn't know, but he might be able to just look around, and it's not really associated with us so much, or ask around a bit while we're popping up to. We won't tell him where we're going, obviously, but
yeah, I mean, it's he has some associations with the grasp though, so there's a question mark, but I mean, I don't know. Depends how discreet we want to be.
yeah, if he's associated with the grasp, I don't know if it's a good idea for us all to go and try and track him down.
You don't necessarily. You don't necessarily have to be with Morrow. You could just be like behind Morrow. It's up to you guys.
Look out. Yeah, once I give the kind of the Team America type sign, that means come in and save me.
Okay. All right. So you get